Welcome to Cadence Design Systems Fidelity Tutorial Tuesday, where we show you how to use a feature or demonstrate a technique in just a few minutes. Today we are going to look at the updates to star mode in Trim Geometrically, available in Fidelity Pointwise 2024.2. Let's jump right in. Here we have the geometry from our FDA centrifugal blood pump tutorial, and I've selected this geometry precisely because it has all of these little corner fillets, and this is really what star mode was intended for, creating splits on these oddly shaped quilts. In this case, our geometry came in with these other fillets already bisected, but the corners were not, so we need to carry those lines through the corner quilts, both on the upper corners and on the lower corners. So let's go over to star mode and let's define a split. So we're going to place our first point, make sure it's on the right quilt there, second point and third point, and then we're also going to turn on force drawing and parametric space. Okay, so the topology is correct, but ideally we would want these split lines to be orthogonal to the boundaries to really carry this line through without a change in slope. In previous versions, the only recourse you would have to fix this is to manually move the center point to a new location. So one other minor improvement we've made is that you see now that the center point is denoted using a green circle. So a green circle means it's manually placed, whereas a yellow diamond means it's automatically placed. So the default position for the center point is this first option here in this new center position frame, and that is the average location of all of the selected points. The new option, though, is this orthogonal option, which is going to optimize the location so that the center point creates split lines that are as orthogonal as they can be to the boundary. So that brings us to the other issue with this geometry that you might have noticed is there are 4 of these blades. So that means there's 8 upper and 8 lower corner quilts that we need to define splits on. And to do that manually is rather tedious. So I'm going to delete this split, and instead I'm going to use the new automatic frame. So to use the automatic frame, this is like a mode within a mode. So first we're going to press the Select Quilts to Split button. This gets us into quilt selection mode. We're going to select one of the upper corner quilts and one of the lower corner quilts. And we can see that the default settings did pretty good on the lower one, not so good on the upper quilt. So we need to adjust it. And so what's going on here? So automatic mode works by, it's going to look at all the vertices on the quilts you selected. So this one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 vertices. And it's going to look at that angle between the boundary edges on either side of the vertex. And if that angle falls within this included angle range, which the default is set to between 100 and 180 degrees, then it's going to include it in the split. These 2 lower corners are just slightly larger than the default min value of 100, which is why they're being included here. So if we bump this up to, let's say, 125, we get the topology we want. So once we like what we see, now we can use Select Similar to select the rest of the quilts. So I'm going to expand the selection toolbox. I'm going to check area and perimeter and make sure mode is set to all. And then I'm going to press Select Similar. And we see that all 16 quilts are now selected. The split is being previewed on them all. They all look good. So we're going to press End Selection. And now they're just converted to our normal splits. From here, we can just define additional star splits, or we can go in and edit them if any of them weren't quite what we were looking for. One thing to note is that the center position is now grayed out. And that is because all of the different attributes on this page and this panel are applied globally. So once you have at least one split defined, you can't go back and change the center position. Similarly, if we uncheck the forced drawing in parametric space, we see that it goes back to the projected lines, which aren't what we want here. So if you have a geometry where you need to use different settings for different quilts, for instance, maybe some quilts you need to use the average center position, some you need to use the orthogonal, you will have to do that in 2 steps and use the apply button in between. If you like this video, be sure to click the thumbs up button or subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, drop us a line below or connect with us via LinkedIn, which is linked in the description. Thank you all and have a pleasant Tuesday.